then Jim, what are we looking at here? You're looking at this was last week when they had the NFL draft out here and everything, I guess. This was in USA Today, the newspaper. And that's obviously NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Now, the guy next to him, who looks like he's auditioning for a part as a mental patient in a movie, is none other than former Las Vegas Metro Police Detective Lawrence Rinetti, but they didn't identify it. They called him a fan. Back in, let me get a little clip thing going here so you can see what I'm talking about here. Okay? And I'm just going to leave me up in the corner there. Back in October 2019, October 21st of 2019, I broke the story. The Baltimore Post-Examiner, who I was writing for at the time, did over 350 stories for them. We broke the story, again, October 21st, 2019, and it was titled Las Vegas Metro Police Detective Lawrence Rinetti, that's R-I-N-E-T-T-I, arrested on multiple charges. I was the first one in Las Vegas to break that story, and then the other, they found out about it, and they did their story. On November 5th, 2019, let me get this up on the screen here. Not there. Okay. Let it loop. I did a follow-up story, and I'm going to have the links to these two stories in the description section of this podcast, and also the link to episode 113 about the airport cops, so it would be easier to view. And then, like I said, November 5th, 2019, the Baltimore Post-Examiner published my story that was titled How Las Vegas Metro Police Intelligence, supposed to be intelligence detectives, the intelligence squad, criminal intelligence squad, collared Detective Lawrence Rinetti. And I use that term all the time because if you're not in police work, collar means you made an arrest, and I put that in my title. So that was November of 2019. Now, Mr. Rinetti is facing 40-plus charges, and his trial is coming up in September. So why am I talking about that? I'll tell you in a second. Mr. Rinetti subsequently resigned from the Las Vegas Metro Police Department, so he's not a detective. He was assigned to a federal, joint federal police task force, I think with the marshals or something, and he got himself, allegedly, because he's, allegations, he's charged with all those, you can see it go backtrack on the video, you can see 40 criminal charges. Like I said, his scheduled trial is coming up in September of this year. My throat's killing me because of the allergies, so sometimes it's hard to talk. Anyway, this guy Rinetti, and this is kind of funny, but it's not. But police sources are telling me, who know this guy, he's bragging that he was offered several plea deals by the district attorney's office. In other words, take a plea deal, and they'll get rid of a bunch of charges, and you don't go to trial. And basically, he's telling cops, he's told them basically, F you, he's not taking any plea deal, I'm going to beat the case. He thinks he could beat the case, and that he's going to trial. So that's what I've been told by sources. His attorney, just so you know, in that case, is a guy by the name of Tony Segro, S-G-R-O, and his partner in the law firm is David Rogers, who's the attorney, represents the Las Vegas Police Protective Association. And Rogers, years ago, was a former district attorney, and there's a whole bunch of stories about him back then, but now he resigned years ago and resigned from the district attorney's office, and now he's the general counsel for the Las Vegas Police Protective Association. And he has his own law firm, Segro, Rogers, and his partner Segro is defending Rinetti. And I was told yesterday, day before, from a cop that his other guy that was involved in this is someone that got charged on other charges. He's being defended by David Rogers, who's the general counsel for the Police Protective Association. Why am I saying that? Because to me it just seems, who's paying for all this stuff? The Police Protective Association or these guys out of their pocket, I believe. So anyway, who knows, okay? Anyway, like I said, Rinetti's telling people he's not taking a plea deal. He's going to go to trial, thinks he can beat it. And he's also commenting, I think this is really funny, that this is what I'm hearing from people who know this guy, is that he thinks it was a setup. Now, this is kind of funny, okay? Because he once had an argument with Sheriff Lombardo about the length of his beard when he was assigned to this joint federal task force. I guess this long biker-type beard because they were going after, felons and whatever he was doing on the task force. And I guess Lombardo told him to cut it or trim it, and he got into a big argument with him. So he's telling people that maybe I was set up because Lombardo set me up for those charges, which is, in my opinion, a corrupt, documented liar, Sheriff Joe Lombardo. He has done more than his share of cover-ups and, like I said before, malfeasance and misfeasance while in office. But I doubt even that buffoon can set somebody up for multiple felony charges. But anyway, I think that's kind of funny that this guy's saying it. But you know what? It may not be that funny. And, don't discount Rinetti's claims, from what I'm told, that he thinks he may beat the case if he goes to trial. And what has he got to lose? If he's not taking a plea deal, you're going to go to trial. And it's a crapshoot. You don't know what juries are going to do. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with Las Vegas, a few years back, I think in 2018 or something, we had a former SWAT commander lieutenant who was charged with felonies, exploitation, theft, and filing false documents. And he went to trial. And I can mention his name because in February of 2019, the jury found him not guilty. They convicted the other conspirators that were in this case with him, whatever it was, elder abuse and something like that, exploitation of elder. But he was charged with 3 felonies: exploitation, theft, and filing false documents. He went to trial, and the jury came back and found him not guilty. Now he's retired, I believe. He's obviously not a cop anymore. But I'm just saying. So Rinetti's like doing a crapshoot, saying, "I'm going to go to trial." You don't know how these things work out. And there was another thing I was going to talk about in a podcast. It was a couple of months ago, I believe. There was another police officer earlier this year, the end of last year, who was charged. The Metro did the investigation on him, and it had something to do, I think, off the top of my head, I don't remember the guy's name, but with stolen property or something with his family. And they end up firing the guy, and they actually criminally charged him. But when it went to the district attorney's office, the DA's office declined to prosecute because, in essence, from what I hear from my sources, it was a very poor bullshit case that they made, and they knew they could never bring it to trial. So, prosecutors won't go to trial unless they think there's a chance they're going to win. So there's a lot of stuff, going on in the police department. So anyway, I just want to get that out.